Yeah, here I will give you some effective problem solving methods. Yeah. To solve problems effectively, one should thorough. See here a list of concepts. These are actually basic weapons required to attack a problem. So you should sharpen in all these equations of motion. I think everyone know equations of motion. V is equal to U plus AT, etc. So equations of motion not only useful in kinematics part, we use those equations in rotatory motion also, in other chapters also, in dynamics part also, in circular motion part also. So equations of motion are very, very important in solving the problems. And equilibrium conditions, law of conservation of energy, law of conservation of momentum, law of conservation of angular momentum, work energy theorem. So read these concepts, read the applications of these concepts thoroughly. But don't go to the problems directly. Read these concepts and applications of these concepts thoroughly. Here I am giving work energy theorem, force equations. See, force equations. So we use force equations in dynamics part 2, friction part 2, and rotatory motion part 2, and in electricity part, gravitation part. In almost all the chapters, we use force equations and free body diagrams. Free body diagrams. Very useful concepts these are. So focus on these areas. The most of the students know the formulae, they don't know about all these concepts actually. They don't have minimum idea on these concepts actually. That is your drawback. Then if you don't know all these concepts, you cannot face the questions, you cannot face the problems confidently. See, the next basics of electromagnetism. Left hand rule and right hand rule. So in electromagnetism part, we use left hand rule, right hand rule thoroughly. And we use frequently use those equations, those rules, no? And we can produce marks just by moving your hands. Just by moving your hands. Here in solving electromagnetic induction problems and moving charges problems, we use these two rules very frequently. Fleming's left hand rule, Fleming's right hand rule. So practice some theory bits, practice some problems on these rules. These are very, very important. So you should have the basics of electromagnetism, practice ray diagrams and sign convention. So you should have clarity in the sign convention. Why to write the ray diagrams? Should have the clarity in sign convention. So most of the students will confuse in taking sign convention for lenses and mirrors. Please go through the ray diagrams, go through solved examples and practice ray diagrams and sign conventions. And the last point, this is very, very important point, correlation between gravitation and electrostatics. So we have similar formulae. In gravitation and electrostatics. Okay, so you have to suppose if you see electric intensity varies with distance for non-conducting sphere in electricity. That is similar to hollow spherical shell. That is similar to solid sphere in gravitation. Non-conducting sphere in electrostatics is similar to solid sphere in gravitation. Similarly, conducting sphere in electricity is similar to hollow spherical shell in gravitation. So we can compare these formulae, and these formulae are very similar. These graphs also very similar, and that too graphs on electric intensity, electric potential, graphs on gravitational intensity, gravitational potential are very, very, very important. Very important. Okay, so please correlate, please link up gravitation and electrostatics charts.